Welcome to the 5 Vital Steps to Results, the insider secrets to solving that nagging problem and get better results. Lori, welcome out. I am so glad that you're tuning in here tonight and joining us. Lori, just to share where you're coming in from. I believe you're in Utah. What city specifically? Let the team know where you're at. So I think we're ranging coast to coast here, although we don't have anybody from the West Coast, not yet. So I'm looking forward to that. So today, once again, my name is Doug Castillo, and I am here to share with you a tool I call part of my coaching trifecta. My coaching trifecta, a tool that I go to often that helps me to better address my own challenges to some of the results that I haven't yet accomplished, but want to accomplish in my life, in my business, in my personal life, in my physical life. More importantly, or just as importantly, I use these coaching trifecta tools, one of which I'm going to be sharing with you today, the 5 Vital Steps to Results, with addressing my corporate clients, in my consulting business, and also it's one of the critical keystone tools I share with other coaches in leveling up their coaching business. So today we're going to be jumping into that. Now you'll notice that I'll have a slide on my screen here, as well as there's a small picture or video of me. I like to be a little bit animated. For some of you, that might be a bit much. You'll notice there's a plus or a minus sign along parallel with my screen. You can make that larger or smaller. Just depends on how you want to focus in on the slide and the information there. So that is something that you can orient to. But for right now, let's go big screen, because we're going to talk about the 5 Vital Steps to Results, and I want to actually give you a little illustration of this. So I have 5 playing cards here, kind of like a set of a poker hand, right? A 5-card draw, and we have these 5 blue back cards. Now, many times the 5 Vital Steps to Results, all we focus in is on what's not working in our lives. And the problem is we just identify what's not working, and we don't know how we got there. In fact, in a moment here, I'm going to show you the faces of these cards, and I want you to memorize all 5 of these blue back cards, all right? So on the count of 3, go ahead and memorize them all. Now, there shouldn't be too much of a glare here, and they should be pretty easy to memorize as you look at these 5 cards. This is the challenge for most of us. As I work with brand new clients, they'll tell me about a goal that they want to accomplish. They'll tell me about a result that they want to change, a nagging problem, and they don't know how they got there. So one of our very first things that we get to do is actually identify what's not working in their lives. And you know what? It might be something that's beating them over the head, like a club over the head. So this is the cool thing about this illusion. I can simply spread out the cards, and it's easy to see or hide the ink, because there's not a lot of ink on them. But through the 5 Vital Steps to Results, what we want to do is actually not only find out what the problem is we want to solve, but the 4 previous steps that got us there. And when we do that, then we can actually understand how to play the cards that we have been dealt and change them in for something that might actually give us a better hand. Now, here is a question to each and every one of you. We all saw the backs of the cards. We all now see the fronts of the cards. What color were the backs of the cards? Any questions or any guesses? Go ahead and place them into thank you, Bonnie, bravo. Go ahead and in the chat window, make your best guess. What color were the back sides of these cards? Bonnie says blue. Any other guesses? Blue, says the moderator. Thank you, David. White. Well, there's a lot of white in there, and there is white. Lori, that is a safe guess. But this is the cool thing. When you understand the 5 Vital Steps to Results, everything transforms in your life, and what was once seemingly blue actually becomes technicolor for us. So let's jump in here. Thank you for letting me share a little bit of my passion and magic. So we're going to jump into the 5 Vital Steps to Results. Now, something pretty exciting that I want to share with each and every one of you today. Today, we're going to be doing a 60-minute training. 60-minute training on the 5 Vital Steps to Results, how to actually address some of those nagging problems and some of the secrets that top professional coaches and leaders are using to help level their individuals up, the people they support in their lives. Just this week, I launched an audio course called the Skills of Self-Mastery. It's on the CoachLeeGrow.com website, my Coach Lee Grow Academy. I'm really excited about it. And many of you share this common bond with me through Outlook Development, where I really learned a lot of valuable tools and helped create a lot of the lessons and structures in building a business with my dear friend, Jamie Utley. I wrote a series of lessons a series of lessons that help individuals get down to deeper levels of self-mastery. I've actually grabbed 4 of those volumes, and I'm offering them to you here today, and to anybody who wants to listen to them. It's a 4-volume set called The Skills of Self-Mastery. So let me tell you what these are specifically, and then I'll tell you why I'm sharing them with you. Skills of Self-Mastery, 2 of the volumes here. 1 is all about setting your sails on purpose. Instead of wandering aimlessly through our lives, here is a training, an audio workshop, as I call it, because it's not just sit down and listen. You're going to download the PDF. You're going to do the work along with me to the audio track itself to set your sails on orienting to a true north in your life. In addition to that, for us to take the next step in our own leadership, we got to master our emotions to raise our EQ, our emotional quotient, our emotional intelligence. That's why we bring in Mastering Your Emotions as a different volume set. They'll help us, especially in this day and age when sometimes we're under a lot of stress. In addition to that, I've got 2 other volumes. 1 is The Cost of Miscommunication. I cannot tell you how often I go into these corporate businesses, these large businesses, and I'm finding out so much of the challenge comes down to miscommunication. In fact, go to the chat window. How many of you have found yourself in a conflict, and in the end, you were able to identify it was just a miscommunication or a misunderstanding? If so, go ahead and click the emoji, or raise your hand, or a thumbs up if you've ever had that experience where you're like, yep, definitely miscommunication. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite techniques and secrets on understanding, identifying where communication commonly goes awry and how to get back on track again so that we can actually create conversations and connections that are meaningful, peaceful, and most of all, effective. And then finally, volume 4 is The Secrets of High-Speed Manifestation. I mean, how many of you want more of what you want? Meaning want more out of life, maybe greater levels of health, more connection in your relationships, maybe to level up your own business. If you're a professional coach yourself or a leader in some kind of leadership role, maybe at home or at work as a manager or as a coworker collaborating with your team, it's time that we want just a little bit more out of life. Well, there's a lot of secrets that are widely spread out there that are actually counterproductive. They actually will end up sabotaging some of your efforts as you go about getting what you want. And I'm going to share with you in this series here the 3 simple ingredients to unlocking that speed of high speed, unlocking the speed of your own manifestation. And so the Skills of Self-Mastery series is available on CoachLeeGrow.com. It's $147. Awesome, well worth it. Each of these audio workshop series is anything from 30 to 60 minutes long. So it's something that you can really digest in a couple sittings and really get some good work done. Cool thing about this is once you buy this series, this course, you can listen to it once, you can listen to it 100 times. It's yours to access off of CoachLeeGrow.com. And very cool, you can download an app called Kajabi.com and log in directly from your handheld device and access those audio trainings anytime you want. So that's pretty cool stuff. Now, why do I bring this up? It's today. Let me just be right up front with you. I'm going to show you the 5 vital steps to results, one of the tools that I use in my professional coaching business. The part of my business at large that has been largely resilient during this current pandemic and recession. This is a tool that delivers so many results on a deeper subconscious level for my clients that I'm really excited to jump into the training. Now, I'm bringing that up. Of course, we're attending a training. That's what it was. After the 60-minute training today, I want to share with you an opportunity, a course that I have developed that is beginning August 19th, a course that I want to share with you, and it's going to take me about 20 to 30 minutes. For those of you who can and choose to stick around for the full duration of tonight, about 90 minutes, so 60 minutes of training, about 20, 30 minutes. We'll do some Q&A at the very end. If you stick around, I will give you the Skills of Self-Mastery course, $147 for free. You got to stick around to the end. I promise you it's worth it. We're going to share a lot of really great things here today. And I just want to tell you right up front, I'd love to be able to share this opportunity with you. If you cannot stick around, that's fine. That's great. You'll get a lot of great information, and out of today's training, you'll be able to directly apply what you've learned, hopefully right after this training webinar. And if you can stick around, or if you'd like to have some questions answered, stick around to the end. The Skills of Self-Mastery. I'm so excited about it. Just launched this week, and just going back and listening to some of these workshops, I'm like, oh man, this is so good. I can't tell you how many times I go back to utilizing these tools in my own marriage, in my own life at large. So that's what we're really going to be jumping into today. So I'm going to talk a lot about leadership, and I would love to know, what is your role? Again, I go into corporate businesses, and I work with managers. I work with individuals that are collaborating across teams. Leadership is also a mindset at home. Maybe you're leading your family, or maybe a community that you take a part of. Maybe you yourself are a personal coach or consultant, and that's part of your job and why you're here today in this training. Go ahead and put in the chat window, if you would please, why you are here today. What is your leadership role? Where does leadership show up in your life? Maybe you're a small business owner, and your job is to really start up that business engine right now, and you want to create some really great, easy income and some freedom of schedule. So what is it that right now for you, your level of leadership in your life, where do you want to apply what you're about to learn today? In addition to yourself, of course, we all lead ourselves. Where else do you want to apply what you are learning here today? All right. So that's what I'd like to invite you into. Bonnie and Leland, managing owner of a coaching company. Awesome. We are all in good company. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on today's webinar, training webinar, as we move forward. So think about this. Where is leadership critical for you? Where do you lead in your life? I'm the moderator. It's very true. My moderator is a leader here today, leading community members. I know that, David, you interact with a lot of support groups, educational classes, nonprofit organizations. Nathan Seaback, thank you so much, an officer in the U.S. Army, speaker, educator. You yourself are a phenomenal consultant and coach as well. Nonverbal communication. Nathan Seaback is phenomenal when it comes to understanding how to read body language. And that's something that Nathan, you taught me back in the day, and really steered me down that path, which I really appreciate. So I love leadership discussions. Love that. It's so cool. So let's jump on in here. So I want you to take a moment and let's just address kind of that elephant in the room that I've kind of been tickling and teasing just a little bit here, of what is it that you want, right? What is it you want? So maybe for you, Lori says she's a matriarch of an amazing family. Okay, what is it that you want in that area of leadership? Also an artist, building your dream business. What is it you want in that area? So take a moment here, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to ask yourself, what would be that big thing that you would really want to be, do, or have? What would you want to be, do, or have? Now think about in your life the different areas where you are possibly dreaming. Now, for some of us, it's like, I'm not dreaming anywhere right now. Whoop. Maybe look at an area where you are feeling a lot of stress, and maybe there's a dream on the other side of that stress. If we were to wave my magic wand and alleviate some of that stress, what would be on the other side? So for some, it may be, I want to work on my health. I want to get, on a regular routine and drop some of these quarantine pounds I've picked up. For others, it's more connection, your relationships. And for quite a few of you, it might just honestly be, I want to take my consulting business, my coaching business to the next level, which is phenomenal. I want to get that six-pack. Awesome. Just down there, the grocery store. It's pretty easy. Just drive on down, mask up, and go, right? Easy. So what is it that you want? What's that big thing that you want to be, do, and have? Because today I can share with you a couple of hints and tips, and that's awesome. And in the context of what your dreams are, today is going to have a container to fall in, and you'll get a lot more out of today. So what is that big thing that you really want to be, do, and have? If you're willing, go ahead and enter it in the chat window. Always searching for more personal confidence. Oh yeah, the inner critic is a beast, you bet. And so always building our level of confidence, level of resilience. For me, it's habits. I am a habits guy. I'm a systems guy, something I really lean on. And for me specifically, it's habits in working out. In fact, just before tonight's webinar, I did a 15-minute workout. I've got a friend of mine who gave me a 15-minute workout because she knows I'm busy and I need and want simple systems. And for me, it's all about how can I get in, get the job done. So here we are, building more habits of success in the physical realm. Lori, as a matriarch, I want to more fully help my children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren understand, and grandchildren understand what their full potential is. As an artist, my goal is to help others see and enjoy all the amazing beauty of this amazing world God has blessed us with to be able to capture that Awesome. You and Lamont would want to talk. He's got some amazing things he's created on canvas. Bonnie, build our dream home. Wow, nothing could be more exciting than that. Cody, blooming forward, a center for healing through the arts. I love your dream, Cody, and I love what you're creating here on this planet. Really powerful. David, these are such a beautiful answers. Yes, thank you. Awesome. Lori, I was supposed to say great grandchildren, hopefully someday. I thought so, but then I thought, well, maybe it's just grandchildren, because your children are probably pretty grand. They come from you, right? So what's the reason why you can't have that goal? Now, I know a lot of us is like, no, I can have that. But I want to know what, as Nathan called it, the inner critic. What does that inner critic say to us that whenever we dream about that? It may be that idea of like, oh, I could never have that. Or maybe it's the excuses. Man, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, and this is really challenging. Or for some of us, it's, wow, I don't have anybody who will support me. There's nobody who will support me. And you don't have to chat this one in. Just go ahead and take a moment and think about, what's the reason why I've told myself that I can't have this? We've all known that person who may share with us a dream. And if this is true for you, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box where you have a buddy or a friend or family member who shares with you what they want. And you're like, great, go get it. But then they have this laundry list of excuses of why not. Have you ever had that experience? Cody, I love it. Me, that's me. I am my friend and family member. We all are, whether we're expressing it or it's kind of staying in the echo chambers of our minds, right? Bonnie says yes, Leland says yes. Maybe it's the I don't have time story that we're buying into, or I just can't catch a break. I'm just running up against those walls over and over again, or I'll never make it, or I'm too shy, or I'm too extroverted and people aren't used to my personality, or I just can't do it on my own. I keep making my own mistakes. Read through some of these excuses. And if one resonates for you, I want you to look at it. Just look at it as a piece of your story, right? Now, again, if that's not slowing you down, awesome. Allow the gas to pick up. Now, what can we do to get there faster? Elon Musk has this quote that has passed through my social media feed more times than I'd like to admit. But it's this idea is, if it's a goal that you can accomplish in 3 years, you can accomplish it in 6 months. And I'm like, what? So I've set these ambitious goals. One is Coach Lee Grow Academy and launching this during a pandemic, being able to take what I have learned in creating a recession-proof business, a coaching business, and sharing what I've learned in the systems to make my life a lot easier with those who could do the same. And the truth is, you know what? The next 3 months is going to pass anyway. Might as well create something amazing in this process. But what are those excuses, the yeah buts as I call them, that get in our way? What's the story that we tell ourselves? Or for some of us, it's like Lori says, no, I'm on it. I'm there. I'm focusing in. Problem is I got friends and family members, people who I love and care about, or maybe some of my clients, my coworkers, that they're struggling. I just would love to know how to support them, how to help them get more of what they want. So think about this as you work on yourself, as well as when you and as you help and support the people in your lives, as you lead others to a new reality and to greater levels of hope in their lives. What is that nagging problem that, despite our best efforts, that keeps coming up no matter what we do? It's that one area, that stumbling block that just holds us down. Lori's like, I used to think I don't have time. So finally, I told the corporate world to go take a flying leap. And I took early retirement. I mean, there are solutions all over the place if we can just look at them and then boldly stretch into those. Now, for some of us, it's that financial level of abundance. We're always penny pinched, and it feels like there's not enough dollars to go around. For others, it might be that idea of, longing for that relationship where we feel that connection, but we're never quite finding the love of our life. So we're on that dating merry-go-round, only to hop off every once in a while to jump on the relationship roller coaster, cycling through some of those unfulfilling relationships. If you've ever known somebody to be there before, go ahead and put a 2 in there. So if you ever heard that story before, or experienced that story, that before long we jump off the relationship roller coaster to just finally just give up on love altogether. For others, it's that dreaded bathroom scale, that torture device in your bathroom, that tells us what stuff we haven't been doing or what stuff we've been stuffing too much in our lives. So it's like maybe one week we really are focusing in on establishing good habits and it's 5 pounds off, woohoo! But the next day, 8 pounds on. And the weight continues to creep upwards, right? Or for some of us, it's those super moms or those overachievers, the super bosses, the super dads that are on that endless treadmill trying to be everything to everyone. If that is ever true for you, I want you to go ahead and raise your hand. If you've ever experienced that or witnessed that of the rat race treadmill that leaves us so exhausted at the end of the day that we've got nothing left to give. And that is really what we want to address here today is any of those things that are plaguing us, as well as how to identify those in others. So as coaches and consultants, we can jump in and help them to identify where these limiting results are coming from and how to actually provide a pathway to greater results. All right. So with that, what are the underlying root causes beneath all of these things that are sabotaging all of the efforts? Today, the 5 Vital Steps to Results contains a map that will help you to uncover the specific root problems that's creating your particular challenge, whatever that may be. Even if your challenge is, I just want to get there faster. So by applying what you're about to learn, plus taking it to a deeper level, I've done the same in my life, and I'm now blessed with the love of my life, a home that I love, success, happiness, a joy, a business that allows me the freedom to be able to do what I love and have the flexibility to take good care of my family. We're a family with a child with special needs, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am to be in a position that I can be flexible to take care of our son and that both of our schedules, my husband and I, that we can yin and yang when necessary, that I wouldn't be able to do if I didn't have the business I currently have. That's what I really want to share with you today. And that's the pathway that we're taking with the 5 Vital Steps to Results. So today is about popping under the hood of what I call the coaching trifecta. One of the points of the trifecta is what I call the 7 steps to results process. This is a plug and play process that I use with each and every one of my coaching clients. That's driven by powerful questions to get somebody from point A to point B in a reduced amount of time. That's something, and if you hear me refer to the 7 steps to results, that is all about our targets and our goals outside of ourselves. We're going to actually pop under the hood and talk about the 5 vital steps, the inner steps that happen on a subconscious level, most of the time, that we've got to understand in order to understand other human beings and be a better and greater leader in our lives. Again, whether you're a small business owner, whether you are in a profession that requires you to interact with others, whether you are a professional coach or consultant, whether you are just a leader of a powerful family that you want to level up. Tonight, the 5 Vital Steps simply shares you the secret of what drives all human behavior, what gets us to move, and what actually keeps us from moving. In fact, there are 2 reasons why people aren't getting more of what they want or getting it there as faster. 2 reasons. Let's go to your handout, top of the handout, pull up your pen, get your handout ready to rock and roll. The 2 reasons why, in fact, we started at the top with a couple of the questions I asked before, but let's jump into 2 reasons why people don't have more of what they want. Number 1 reason, we just don't know how to get it, right? But in this age of information and internet and YouTube and TED Talks, is that really stopping us? The number 2 reason, the second reason is probably more prevalent of why someone doesn't have what they want. And this is really important. Part of my job as I go in and I work with my executive clients and also my small business owners is to help them to identify what's holding them back. A lot of times it's not how to get it, but there's times where I got to teach them how to get it. And that's where I put on my consultant hat. And that's the difference between a consultant and a coach. A coach will help with the second part. So consulting is, let me share with you strategies, hints, tips, and tools. And that's mainly what I'm wearing tonight as I share this training with you here tonight. The number 2 reason why people don't have more of what they want, drum roll please, we can't get ourselves to do it. We know what it takes to lose weight. We know what it takes to make more money. We know what it takes to have more time, to get more fit. We just can't get ourselves to do it, right? We look for this internal willpower, we don't realize that that willpower is an exhausted resource like our fuel tank in our car. It can be run out. What actually has a lot more power than willpower is something I call won't power. This has some real muscle to it. You know, this is what takes over. It's always there in the background. If we don't address it, when our willpower runs out, our won't power is there. It's kind of like driving your car with the gas pedal to the metal, but then you've got your other foot on the brake, the emergency brake on, and a elephant riding in your bumper, you know, dragging you down. That won't power will exhaust you faster than anything else. I see that you want another example. If you want another example, go ahead and raise your hand in the chat window box or give me a thumbs up. This example, I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. All right, so, okay, Cody's in. David, you're in. Awesome, loving that. So let me give you this example. It's a lot of fun of won't power, what I really mean, because a lot of people are like, won't power, I've never heard of this before. Bonnie and Leland, you're in. Awesome. Ever gone to the grocery store and you're kind of in a rush, you know, maybe you're doing a week's worth of meal planning and you pull out the grocery cart and you start cruising down the first area of the grocery store, usually the produce, right? We start cruising down the produce aisle and we realize our cart has that funky wheel, but we're already too far in. You can't go all the way back, return the cart and get one better. So maybe 3 of the wheels are aligned, but that one wheel is kind of pulling off to the right here. If that's ever been true for you in your life, go ahead and say yes. If you've ever pulled out one of that wonky carts and you just had to muscle through. Now, at first, it's easy to muscle through because there's not anything in your cart. You just kind of, you know, it's the worst. Yeah, you just kind of course correct. But the more responsibility or the more groceries you have in your cart, the more responsibility you have in your life, that wheel starts having a lot more pull. And now you've got to really focus, because when you're looking off to the left-hand side of the aisle and you're kind of pushing your cart, unbeknownst to you, it's drifting off into the pickles off to the right, the pickle jars. And that would not be awesome, right? That would put us in quite a pickle. But this is the thing, is when I talk about won't power, I'm talking about that little wheel that's always kind of there. And the more responsibility we have, the more pull that little wheel has. In fact, that little wheel has what we call wheel power. I knew you'd love that story. It's got a good punchline, but it has a really pertinent opportunity for us to learn. It's a great learning opportunity. Okay, so I want you to think about that wheel power next time you were at the grocery store, because this is just as true in our own lives. And as we go about our lives and don't address some of that won't power, our willpower will run out. And today, what we're going to do is talk about the 5 vital steps. And we're really actually already in it, ladies and gentlemen. You're like, we haven't talked about the 5 vital. Yes, we're getting to the background information to help you to engineer this process a lot easier. So the 5 vital steps, and what this has to do with the 5 vital steps here today, this helps us to understand how people operate. Willpower, won't power, what motivates us, what keeps us back. It all comes down to this inner workings in the subconscious and the conscious mind here. And when you understand how this operates, you will know more about how the human mind and body works than 95% of the population. You'll understand that there's a process that begins deep in our subconscious mind that triggers a cycle, a chain reaction, like a charging locomotive barreling down the tracks, culminating in a possible negative result. Now, 10 points to who can tell me where this picture of the train going off the cliff, what movie is that from? 10 points to that, the person who can tell me where is this from. This train going off the cliff, very popular movie. I know some of you are like, looks super familiar. Some of you are like, it looks like a reflection of my life right now. It's not a movie, it's called reality. It's a documentary series. That might be true. Throw mama from the train. Excellent guess. You get 2 points for trying. I'll keep a lookout. David, my dear moderator, give out the 10 points. 2 points to Lori, 10 points to whoever guesses the film that this picture is from. So this is what we don't want, is at least my hope. And more importantly, maybe our train isn't headed off a track like this. Maybe it's headed towards a destination or a station that we don't want. Or worse, we've got friends or family members hooked to our train and we're not going where we want to be going. Or even, what would be even worse is somebody's tied to the track ahead of us and we're kind of running out of control towards the destination. It's not going to work for us and for them. So what if we could actually just simply switch tracks and get to the results, a destination that would work instead? And these 5 vital steps will actually teach us not only the different stops along the way, but also the switching stations, so we can gain more awareness of how and where we are in this process. And why is this important for us to understand? Why would we want to know this? As a leader in our lives, in our family, in our small businesses, at work, why would we want to understand this for ourselves? That's the next question of the day. 5 points. David, you're going to give 5 points out to the person who can tell us why would we want to understand these 5 vital steps for ourselves first. It's in the word leader is the answer. So there's a little hint for you. Why would we want to understand the 5 vital steps and how we travel through these 5 vital steps for ourselves? 5 points, you can tell us why. In the secret clue, the password is leader. All right. So Lori, if we don't understand them for ourselves, how can we help others? There it is. You are the winner. To be able to share as a leader. Bonnie Leland also. I'm not going to even split the points. We'll hand them all out. Bonnie and Leland also 5 points. Lori, I'm going to give you 2 extra bonus points for getting in first. So that's really what we're heading into here. And we want to understand, how do we become unstoppable today? And to do that, it all takes focus. The 5 vital steps, we travel through these 5 vital steps so fast that unless we actually focus and know how to focus, we'll actually be at a destination we don't enjoy, and we won't even realize it yet. And as a leader, if we don't know how to catch somebody along the path, they will be at their destination turning to you and wondering, why didn't you help them sooner? And that's what today is about, so that we can understand how to help ourselves and help others. So let's start with a little focus exercise. So I'm going to test to see how well you can focus. Yes, this means you're going to want to close down Facebook, put your phone to the side. This is your very first test to see what you can focus on. Let's go with a little small exercise. In a second here, I'm going to say go. When I say go, I want you to count the number of things that are red in this room. Ready? Go. Get 15 seconds to guess how many things you see are red in this room. And stop. All right, go ahead and write in the chat window, how many things or items did you see that are red in this room? Lori says 10, Bonnie says 8, Nathan says 10 as well, Cody says 12. Okay, so why did we're looking at the same picture, why do we have all different answers here? The moderator says 11, thank you, David. So why do we have different answers? Well, maybe our perception is a little bit different. Now, how many of you, by raise of hands, when I said this room, you assumed this picture and actually didn't look above your computer screen to look at this room that you're in? And maybe made an assumption that this room meant the picture in front of you. Now, sometimes, I'm there as well. Like this room right here, there's clearly some things that are red. And this is just how we focus and how we're actually perceiving, one, through understanding and our communication and listening, but also in some of these, what I call phantom rules that keep us stuck in a certain paradigm structure. So let's do this again. We're going to do another exercise. All right, so I'm going to bring up a video here in a moment. Some of you may have seen this video, but I want you to bear with me, participate full in. You'll thank yourself because of it. I'm going to play a video clip here in a moment. And in this video clip, you're going to see 2 teams, a team of players wearing white shirts and a team of players wearing black shirts. What I want you to do is count how many times the players wearing white shirts pass the ball during this scene. All right. So I may have to fast forward a little bit, but I had the clip myself, but it only allows me to play this through YouTube. So let's jump in. Cool. So
the monkey business illusion.
There we go. All right, we're gonna start from the very beginning here. You'll hear a little bit of talking. Count how many times the players wearing the white pass the ball. All right. Scene is over. So let's go back. Go ahead and in the chat window, how many times the players wearing white pass the ball during this scene? So I want you to, however many times you counted, write down that number in the chat window box. And this is going to be, again, a quick test of your focus, but also illustrate a powerful tool to help you to understand the 5 vital steps more. So I've got 13. Lori says 13. Nathan Sivak says 16. Any other guesses? Somebody's like, can I watch it again? It took me a second to kind of orient to all the different players playing here. So I got 13, I got 16. Any other guesses along the road here? I can play this here. I'm actually going to play the clip again so you can pay close attention. Now, in this 13 or 16, regardless of your answer, I'm going to throw a poll up right now. And so you'll see your poll tab open up here in a moment. And the question simply is this. What did you notice unusual during this scene? So answer me this question. You'll see the poll tab open up. What did you notice unusual during this scene? For some, I saw nothing unusual. Or for some of you, maybe you saw a gorilla walking into the scene. For others, maybe there was a gorilla and the curtain changed colors. Maybe you saw a gorilla, the curtain changed, and maybe one player walked out of the scene. Some of you may have just saw your cousin Natalie who was in the scene, and it was like, oh yeah, Natalie, that's awesome. So this poll will be available to everybody to watch. It's interesting that we all watched the very same clip, yet we are not unanimous in our answers. Now, one of you saw nothing unusual. 3 of you saw a gorilla walking across the screen. 1 of you saw a gorilla, the curtain changed colors, and 1 player left. Are you kidding me? Now, how many of you are like, okay, let's go back to the chat window. So from the poll window back to the chat window, going back there, some of you may be like, well, you are up in the night. The true answer in this scene is a gorilla walked out in the middle of the scene across the stage. The curtain changes colors from red to orange, and a player walks out of the scene in the very middle of the scene all together. Let's watch it one more time. We'll talk about how this ties into what we are learning here today. So let's go ahead and carry on where
the correct answer
we left
is 6.
off.
The correct answer is 16 passes.
Just for the record, 16. Nathan, you got
Did you spot the
16
gorilla?
points for guessing correctly.
For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half missed the gorilla.
Fascinating. You can look this up on YouTube. It's very, very awesome.
If
Actually,
you knew about the gorilla, you probably
explain
saw
a couple things and
pass the ball.
The point is kind of made here. So let's watch it one more time, and I want you to pay attention and see if you can see anything unusual. It's the same scene, just rewound it. For some of you who may have seen this scene before, you may have been fooled by seeing it again under new context. So if you haven't seen right now, the gorilla just walked in the middle of the scene. One of you is freaking out, being like, what? How did I miss that? The curtain just also changed during that same moment, and a player wearing black walked across the screen. So if you caught all 3, I want you to put the 3 down in the window box there. If you caught all 3 instances there, go ahead and put 3. If you only caught 2, then write down the button or write down the number 2 in the scene. Okay, there we go. Stop sharing. There we go. So we caught 1. Lamont caught 3. David caught 2 of the 3. Bonnie caught 1. Even though I told you what to look for, I turned my mama off my mama eyes and focused on the ball. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so what's the point here? What does this really have to do with what we're talking about, the 5 vital steps? The truth is here is we get so focused on one thing, even the context of our situation. If you've seen the scene before, you're like, well, there's a gorilla that's going to walk across the scene. You've already decided what you're going to see in this scene, and you may have missed the 2 other items because your perception has already been shaped. And because you have made a decision on what you are focusing on, what you focus on shifts, what you focus on becomes all that you see. And isn't that true? When we focus in on what's not working, it tends to be all we get. The 5 vital steps is basically working in concert with our mind, to our benefit and to our detriment. And so let me share like a quick story, a short story about a typical husband and wife, let's just say, right? Let's just say the wife has this paradigm, a decision she's made about herself. Kind of like for some of us, there's a gorilla in this scene. We made a decision. But on a deeper subconscious level, she's made this decision that she's not attractive. For whatever reason in her past, that's what she's decided. Say her husband comes home, she's sitting on the couch reading a book, and he's having a great day. He comes home, he sees her, and he says, "Wow, honey, you look great." Now that information, that comment comes in. She hears it. It hits this filter in her brain of "I'm not attractive." And what does she do with that comment? What does she do with that comment? Simply, many of us would see this as like, "Oh, well, he's my husband. He has to say that." Or, "Oh, what did he do today? Why is he trying to butter me up? What's going on?" Meaning it hits this filter and it gets rejected in essence. And it's what I call a boing for those Outlook. You remember we called this a boing back in the day. And she justifies her perspective of "I'm not attractive" with this comment, and it gets rejected out. In fact, there's a part of our brain called the reticular activator system. We'll call it the RAS for short, the reticular activating system. That it's the information bottleneck of our brain that basically takes the commands that we have on our subconscious, and because we're inundated with millions of bits of sensory input, it's got to decide, okay, what do I reject out? What do I just not absorb in? And what information gets absorbed into my memory and I get to pay attention to? I use the example of walking down maybe a busy airport terminal, and through all of that noise and all those bits of information, you can hear maybe your name called over the loudspeaker or your flight number when all the other stuff just kind of got swept aside. That's your RAS in action, all right? Your reticular activating system. And so with this particular situation on our subconscious level, if we're not giving our RAS a command to look for certain things, much like I did, watch for the times, how many times the player is wearing white, pass the ball. I gave a command to your RAS. If we're not giving our mind conscious commands, it goes to default mode, which takes our most common beliefs at that time, the running programs in our subconscious, and just runs those. Now, a belief, I'm not talking about theology or political beliefs. How I define a belief is an agreement we've made with ourselves about our reality, much like the wife in this scenario has decided she's not attractive, right? If you have ever seen someone else's beliefs in action, meaning they're probably just telling you like, "Oh, I can't do it. I'm not good enough." I want you to go ahead and put an emoji in the chat window just to tell me that, man, I've seen someone's beliefs and they didn't even realize it. Maybe in the vocabulary they're using, or "I can't," or whatever it is. And we have a lot of empowering and positive beliefs. We also have those limiting beliefs as well that hold us back. And until we understand those beliefs, we are bound to that same destination of that challenge that's been nagging us over and over again. So the 5 vital steps, the first step is some event happens that presses play on a belief in our subconscious mind. That is the first step of the 5 vital steps. And let's just imagine for the scenario is we take maybe, let's take a stay-at-home dad who may have a belief of "I'm a failure," or maybe it's a manager and she's got the belief of "I'm not good enough" or "I'm not worthy." But let's just say we've got the "I'm a failure." Imagine this kind of like the railroad analogy as going to the train station and buying a ticket. That ticket is going to tell us, give us the best understanding of where that train is headed. If we've got a belief that is "I'm a failure," what might be the natural result, the 5th step in the 5 vital steps? What would that belief likely bring us towards in our relationships or in our health? And beliefs don't always have to be global. They're really core beliefs and they tend to affect many areas of our lives. But maybe it's a belief that just affects you in your romance, in your relationships. Or maybe it's a belief that only affects you in your physical realm. Maybe it's a belief that only affects your level of confidence. But think about that. Lori's like, yeah, I'm bound to have the results of failure. What do those really look like? What does self-sabotage produce in our lives? Maybe not pushing as hard, stretching as hard, not asking for that raise, not leaning in and taking a chance to invest in ourselves, not breaking our habits to create some different systems in our lives. So let's walk through this a little bit here and see, okay, just imagine if we could simply pull out that programming of "I'm a failure" and replace it with "I'm successful, I'm worthy, I can do this, I do hard things." Imagine if we could change that out. Where would that train of thought lead us in our lives as far as results? what would those results look like in our career if we truly believe, not even just an affirmation, because affirmations can get dangerous if we don't actually have a belief that will reinforce it. But I'm saying a true belief installed there running the show of I'm successful. Success, what does that look like? Maybe when there is conflict in my relationship, I believe that I'm successful, so therefore I reach for success tools that'll help me to navigate those challenging conversations. Maybe when I'm feeling like I'm looking at my wallet and saying, I'm broke. But the challenge is, wow, I don't have enough money. I can look at I'm successful and start generating what's another way for me to make ends, not only make ends meet, but thrive again, right? Even during a recession, right? So winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love it. Thank you. Awesome. So just imagine for a moment the same scenario, husband and wife. She's again got the same filter of I'm not attractive. It's their anniversary. They're going out tonight. He's late showing up home from work. She's already got home. She's hanging out. She's all gussied up. He comes home. He sees her, remembers, oh, yeah, we're going out to our favorite restaurant tonight. He says, hey, honey, you look good. Where are we going? Just like that, rushes upstairs. Now, that information hits this filter of I'm not attractive. And even though he said the words, you look good, what did he actually communicate? What actually got through her Raz was, oh, wow, he didn't really look at me. He didn't notice. I'm fat. I'm ugly. He forgot about tonight. I'm not important. Whatever those thoughts are that run in our subconscious mind. Truth is that limiting belief directed by that RAS, reticular activating system, that RAS filter, allows what it wants in and it rejects what doesn't agree with the filter, rejects and sends it running, right? So believe it or not, this part of our mind is working in our favor or against us, depending on the programs we have allowed in. And those beliefs can be either our greatest ally or our greatest saboteurs. All right, so the question is, what can we do about it? And how can we help others? Let's take the husband and wife scenario. We're now going to guide you through the 5 vital steps to results. I want you to think about your own results that you want either more of in your life or that's kind of nagging at you or keeping you from greater levels of confidence, the health that you've desired, the financial abundance, starting that business, going from a hobby coaching business to a thriving coaching business, whatever that is for you. I want you to take a look at this and say, okay, what might be the belief? But instead of jumping all the way back to the station, let's take it step by step, right? If you're ready for this, I want you to go ahead and say, I am ready in the chat window. I'm ready. Let's get down the track to the 5 vital steps using the scenario of our wonderful husband and wife scenario here. Lori's ready. Cody is ready. Bonnie and Leland are ready. David's ready. Rock on. Ready or not, let's do this thing, all right? So belief. So let's just say, once again, born ready. Nathan, nice. So we've got this belief in the subconscious mind. So husband comes home. They're going to go out to the favorite restaurant. He says, you look great. Where are we headed? And runs upstairs. What that does is that belief, it's like pressing play on that old 80s song that you remembered, right? We haven't thought about it for a long time, but some event triggered it. But that belief starts playing and it starts us down the train of thoughts. So our beliefs lead us to our thoughts. One of my favorite studies talk about, and there's a lot on our thoughts and how is this measurable, but 60,000 thoughts per day we experience as human beings. 80% of those are limiting, negative, and fear-based. What? Seems unusually high. However, this is my thought. Our mind is about problem solving. It's designed to do this, break down problems, solve them. In order to do that, it looks for problems. It is part of our natural makeup of navigating through our life. If we're not in a survival mode, we look at and even then we're looking at problems to solve. I think that's why we drift towards the negative, is because our mind is looking at challenges as a precautionary measure. Problem is when we grab that thought and we just dwell on it and we ruminate on it, then it actually affects us on an energetic level, our feelings and emotions. So wife is there being like, I'm fat, I'm ugly. Now fast forward to their favorite restaurant, the Palace Station restaurant, and she's sulking, she's distant, she's kind of lost her appetite. And not only that, but her husband's like, what is going on, you know? So she's feeling withdrawn, she's feeling a little lethargic, she's just not feeling herself. And it leads her to certain actions or inactions. Maybe she's kind of picking at her food. Maybe she's kind of snappy in her responses, like, how's your food? Fine. And she's kind of like, nah. And the husband now is triggered in his belief of, I'm a failure is now triggered, and his thoughts are like, what in the hell did I do? Like, I can't ever do anything wrong. And he's cutting the hell out of his steak, thinking, oh, I can't believe we're going to this nice restaurant, and now both of their limiting beliefs are fighting against each other, competing on the same track, headed towards a disastrous result in which at the end of the night, they both roll over on their own side of the bed, tears welling up in both of their eyes, feeling more alone in that moment than they ever felt when they were single. Or the husband's caboose is on the couch. Now, the reason why I tell this story is to contrast it with the first story, where he makes a statement of how great she looks and she boings it. The second story, he still says how great she looks, but he doesn't really notice, and she accepts that information as truth. Does it have anything to do with her husband's opinion of her attractiveness or not? Yes or no? Does it have anything, did both these scenarios have anything to do with her husband's opinion of her attractiveness or not? No. It has everything to do with about her belief systems that are installed, many of which the studies I really like talk about our belief systems already set in motion at age 10, 12. Wow, that's a lot of programming that we're living off of for the rest of our lives at a time that we really weren't all that qualified to be making large life decisions about ourselves, right? So once again, the 5 vital steps that we must recognize is if we're at a result we don't like, headed off of a cliff, or a loved one, or if our profession as a coach is to get somebody from point A to point B to success in a reduced amount of time, we've got to understand this secret that the professionals use every day. This is what I use on my coach calls and my understanding on how people do and don't do what they do. Beliefs to thoughts, to feelings, emotions, to actions, to results. And this is where I'm going to encourage you to take some immediate action right after today's training. I want you to take these 5 steps to results and place them somewhere where you'll see them often. Why? Is because I want that to be on your reticular activating system to pay attention to where your current state is. Now, the truth is, this process is like a charging locomotive. A lot of times the train leaves the belief station and we're at a result before we even know it, right? I'm like, what happened? Our head is spinning. It's because this chain of reaction actually happens quite quickly. And to be able to stop that train, we've got to really work our RAS off. We got to really work our RAS off. And by RAS, I mean that reticular activating system. Meaning we got to pay attention to every stop in this process, being like, I'm checking my thoughts. Are my thoughts in order here? Are they headed me towards the destination I want? Diagnosing my feelings and emotions. Now, this is the second assignment I have for you. That'll take you less than 5 minutes. Take one thought or one feeling and emotion that has you living below the line, or some action or inaction that has you sometimes knowing that you're off track, and simply give a command to your RAS, much like I did with the gorilla film, asking you to watch the players wearing white passing the ball. I want you to tell your RAS, hey, anytime I am thinking this thought, feeling X way, or doing Y action, I want you to call my attention to it. Because when my RAS calls my attention, then I can actually take action to do something about it. So maybe it's the thoughts. I can change that thought pattern, being like, wait a minute, no. And I can start installing some powerful affirmations that actually work at that moment and shake it up. Maybe if I'm feeling out of sorts, I can move around, do some jumping jacks, walk around the block, connect with my dog, pet my cat, something that will help me to take different actions or feelings and emotions, or recognize just, man, all I'm experiencing is a reaction to not sleeping so well, or something I've got to get back in order. The RAS will help us to do so. Take one thing that you know about yourself, because if we can't apply ourselves, like Lori said, how can we understand it to help others? We got to take action on that. So give your reticular activator system. In fact, I keep pointing to my head here because the RAS, it's inside, so don't touch it. It's inside, the melon there. But it's at the, where that's programmed in your mind is at the top of the spine, the base of the skull. So you can just place your hand there and just give your RAS a command. That's it. This is what we're doing from here on out, right? And once you have done so, again, I'm going to have you look for instances in which I am sacrificing my physical health behaviors for something that doesn't matter in the long run. If that's true, once that's done, go ahead and done. So give your RAS a command, telling yourself, okay, this is what I'm going to focus on after the training is over here, all right? 5 vital steps. Simple to see, simple to understand. The truth is, you've got to be able to catch it. Bonnie and Leland, you got it done. Nice work. David, you've got it done. Just giving your RAS a command there so you don't have to work your RAS off. The truth is a simple repeating pattern, once understood, can be interrupted and changed because we have those switching stations all along the way here. I'm going to tell you this, it still takes a lot of mental effort to do this. Until we have a streamlined process to really get in and change and transform this, then we're kind of left always having to do the hard work, left to our own demise. Won't power, right? Then maybe our won't power is still prevailing along the way, meaning the train may be headed down the track where we want, but the brakes are still on along the way. Maybe, you know, maybe we've decided we're going to go to the gym. We're going to get back to the gym and we're going to get there and we're going to do awesome. And we have all this willpower, and 5 days in, we're still feeling great. But on the 6th day, we're just exhausted, we're sore, and we just can't bear it. And at that point, our won't power steps in and we're still left to our own demise. The truth is, and what I'm actually saying here, ladies and gentlemen, 5 vital steps, key to us solving some of those, addressing some of those nagging problems and starting to interrupt the cycle. And until we actually address the belief, the limiting beliefs that are putting us on those trains of thoughts, then nothing will ever change. It will always feel hard. We'll always be busting up against that same wall over and over again. In fact, the odds will ever be stacking are against us, doomed to head down toward that destination over and over again, unless we can have a proven step-by-step process to finding those limiting beliefs and replacing those. All right, so this is the cool thing. Some of you are familiar with different belief models, choice process, belief mapping, belief engineering, the work. There's a lot of different models out there that are phenomenal in helping getting down to the core limiting beliefs here. And over the last 15 years, I've really been perfecting a process that helps us to get down to those core beliefs. Now, not everybody shares the same core beliefs, limiting beliefs and empowering beliefs for that matter. Meaning I have a friend, her name's Emma. She's got a money paradigm that's unlike any others. She can start with nothing, and she has at the start of the year. By the time she's done, a year later, she's got $250,000 because of her mental, the paradigm structures and the belief systems about money for her, so in alignment with where she wants to go. I have another friend who he can make sales calls like no other. He can do sales like he's breathing just naturally for him. And it wasn't always the case. Now, he used a process similar to the process that I use to help reframe those limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. But originally, he had a belief that all salespeople were parasites, sucking money off of everybody. And until he changed that belief, his sales wouldn't thrive. And now, I got to tell you, it just comes natural for him. It's unbelievable. I was working with a manager of a call center down in Arizona, and he had a team of brand new salespeople on the floor, and he's like, I don't get it. One person's thriving, the other person's struggling. Doug, what do I do? Now, I love these kind of discussions. So we brought in the sales agent who was struggling, talk about, you know, hey, what you experiencing? Tell us about yourself. Really invested some time with some curious questions there. And we said, you know, you were hired on the same day as this other person. She's like, I know, isn't she great? She's so great on the phones. He said, well, what's the difference between you and her? And I'm questioning her as her manager is watching. And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I guess they're just not afraid of being pushy. Boom, right there. She told me what her limiting belief was and was holding her back from sales. After that discussion, she walks out and I told the manager, yeah, did you get it? Did you hear it? He's like, get what? Hear what? Again, like the basketball and the gorilla, he wasn't watching what I was watching with the technology that I utilize on a day-to-day basis. And I shared with him the conversation. He's like, oh, wow. And so I gave him the technology of the belief mapping process to help him to understand how to elevate his team to a new level on a subconscious level. And it was amazing what happened over a week's time with him working with that sales agent. Really exciting stuff. So for years and years for myself, I didn't think I was a leader. I didn't ever want to own my own business. I didn't want to ever be in front of a group until I learned this technology and re-engineered a lot of the pieces of this technology to really work for me, and now have tested it over many, many different individuals. But 4 years ago, primarily, sitting with my coach, re-engineering this process, And we came up with a new belief for myself that has transformed the trajectory of my life. 4 years ago, I made the decision that I am the captain of my ship. And I would not even be able to dream where my life is currently now, sitting on that porch 4 years ago, based off of that one decision. Truly installing this empowering belief in my life, swapping out the I'm not good enough, has put me in front of you here today, creating a business I love, the freedom and flexibility of a schedule to be able to take care of my loved ones and live passionately to help others to the next level every day of the week. And it's because of the train I chose to board, the ticket I purchased, headed towards a destination that I truly wanted, right? Powerful belief engineering process. That is what it's all about. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 5 vital steps is your first step to understanding how people operate and tune your reticular activator system in a way that will help others to get more of what they want. That is what this is about here today. I'll encourage you to once again fill out your handout, do some of your own personal work, and take just 5 minutes of investment in your own thought patterns that are maybe limiting, your emotional states that sometimes pull you down, the actions, the inactions that lead you to those results that don't work for you. And I also encourage you to share this with somebody you love. By doing so, you might just change their life. Now, I want to take a few moments to share with you a little bit about a course that is launching soon. It's a little bit of the nuts and bolts of this leadership course that is designed to put the tools of elite coaches and leaders right in the palm of your hand. Now, whether you are a leader who coaches people at work or collaborate with others, or a professional coach or consultant, this course is especially designed and tested for you. You see, I love people. I love watching them grow. And through all of my background and history at Outlook Development, as well as starting my own business, I've grown so much and learned a lot of things that work and also a lot of things that don't work. And I want to share those with the people around me. I love helping people achieve their dreams, whether it's in business or in their personal life. Now, after years of other coaches asking me to reveal my secrets, begging me to train them about my coaching methods, I've created Coach Lead Grow Academy. All right, I want to share with you a little bit about Coach Lead Grow Academy. And it's just a way for me to share phenomenal tools that I use in my own coaching business, where I coach executives, grow leaders of industry, and now coach other coaches on how to confidently grow their skills and their clientele into a thriving business. Now, as a coach and a consultant and as a facilitator, my work is in front of large groups and even corporate executives, where people often come up to me after my trainings and say, "Oh gosh, I love watching you, and I would love to do that, but man, I could never do that." Now, the truth is, I wasn't always here. I grew up a tall, skinny, shy kid from Idaho, and frankly, I was scared to stand out, even to stand up. I mean, I literally fainted in my 6th grade class while giving a presentation. It's true. I just passed out. I was so embarrassed about having all the attention on me. Yet I dreamed of being confident and communicating like the pros. Now, through my life, I tried a lot of little things to push myself through that social anxiety and the fear of what others thought. And later on in life, I hired a coach who taught me one thing, a system that has changed every aspect of my life. This simple system taught me how to be 100% confident in accomplishing my goals. This system became the difference that would become my foundation to helping countless coaching clients from point A to point B and building trust, strength, and confidence. This brilliant system transformed me, my career, and every facet of my life. I'm now blessed with the love of my life, a beautiful home, freedom of schedule, happiness, passion, joy, and a thriving business where I feel totally confident as I coach executives now and other coaches in their own business, leaders of industry. Now, you might be wondering, could I ever be an executive coach? Like, what if I don't have the right answers? You know, all the pressure's on me. Now, I want you to imagine yourself for a brief moment, all right? Imagine yourself in front of a CEO of a large corporation, coaching him or her in total confidence. With every challenge and obstacle that comes up, you simply handle it easily with a system. Now, the CEO is hanging on to every word you say, grateful that you are here. And what they don't know is that you're simply using a complete system, a simple and a complete system that allows you to help people get from point A to point B. And that's easy. It's basically easy for you to help people to get real measurable results like you've been doing it for 100 years. Now, it's a simple system that propels clients into the lives of their dreams while helping them get what they want every time. Now, as a coach, isn't that the kind of reputation you want? Instead of like trial and error and losing a lot of time and energy trying to figure it out on your own, making mistakes, unsure of what to do next in trying to help the people you love. I mean, how does that feel? Bobbling around looking for solutions. Sometimes it feels like we're a fraud or imposter of some sort. Would you prefer that route, or would you prefer feeling confident as you transform your coaching side business or your leadership ability into a thriving, resilient a recession resilient coaching company, or your ability to be hired and promoted in the company because of your leadership skills? That even people call you up out of the blue, pleading you to work for them or to take you on as a coach. That's my reality today. That's what I'm going to share with you here today. The inside secrets of a professional coach whose clients tell their own friends and associates about you and refer you to other ideal clients, creating a tribe of raving fans, and of course, you making money in the meantime. I can't tell you how many times I've turned to my coach, and yes, I have my own coach, and I've told them, hey, somebody just called me again to ask them to coach them. I get so excited every time that happens. But first, a warning. I need to make something abundantly clear for you if it isn't already, all right? So this is not one of those coaching certification programs where I'm going to feed you a lot of information and you're just going to absorb it in and you're not expected to do something about it. It's not a coaching system where you're going to learn how to just sell a client, take all their money, and have them make very little effort or create any long-term change. But if you genuinely want to serve and support your clients and others around you in your life, getting real results, clients who become raving fans, then Coach Lead Grow Academy and the Elite Coaching Foundations course can help launch you into the pro leagues. However, it's going to take some study, some work, and some practice. Now, some wonder if these coaching formulas apply to all size, all types of industries. It's like, wait, well, I'm a financial coach, or I'm a personal trainer, or I am helping people with trauma specifically in my coaching strategy. The truth is, it works with people, period. All right, so if you're working with people, the strategies I'm about to teach you have been tested through a series of different industries. My proprietary coaching system has worked with mortgage brokers to plumbers, from sales to construction to white collar to frontline laborers, because it's not about the company, it's not about the trade. Coaching is about people. And when you know the secrets of how humans operate, how they really operate, why they do what they do, or worse, why they resist doing anything, then you have that cutting edge, that inside secret to gaining trust with the top potential clients. Now, if you want to find out exactly how to help them succeed and potentially bring on new clients, then the Elite Coaching Foundations is for you. Now, this system will take you step by step into the depths of how the human psychology really works and show you how to leverage that for your own success as well as your own clients. Now, there are live and recorded trainings that you can guide yourself through, accompanied by Q&A, practice sessions, structured processes that will give you solid foundations to help your clients succeed. And that's really the secret to booking new clients and that they stick for you, especially during a recession like this. Help people get more of what they want. That's what the system is designed to do. So the Elite Coaching Foundations program is 13 weeks. It's an online coaching program where I will be both live and you can also re-watch the recorded sessions over this wonderful thing we call the internet. Now, this is where you're going to learn the fundamentals of human achievement, psychology, a few nuts and bolts on some of the secrets of accelerating your own business and your own growth personally. You're also going to be using a system that has been tested and proven with now over 100 clients, that you're going to learn how to leverage that human psyche as a coach to help your clients achieve what seems outrageous and to do it faster. Now, the problems for most coaches is they don't really know how to set a properly structured goal, let alone help their clients get results. And even they don't even know how to do it in their own lives. If you want a system that will virtually guarantee results every time, I can show you how to do just that reliably, consistently, and help others do the same instead of floundering around in the dark, wondering what to do next. All right? So you're going to learn the 7 simple steps to blast past any barrier to achieve any goal during this 13-week certification course. You're also going to get clear on that one thing that you do better, whether you are a professional coach and consultant or you are a manager. What is your niche? What do you do extraordinarily well? You're going to learn the coaching system that walks people through how to get a clear goal target. And also, we'll be answering a lot of the commonly asked questions along the way. So the 7 steps to results is one of the pieces you're going to learn how to implement in your own personal and professional life, as well as a structure for you to apply to those you support, to help them to stretch their comfort zones while not having them feel like they're going to snap. All right, this goal getting system, not goal setting system, is a process for you to roll out a map to reveal every moment what to do next in order to help you and your clients stay on track instead of feeling unsure of what to do next, or worse, being in resistance or procrastination. Speaking of procrastination, the next step shows you how to create that psychological safety in order to step through resistance and procrastination. That's one of the key steps you're going to learn in the Elite Coaching Foundations program. Now, let's get into a little bit of the nuts and bolts as we move through this. Now, month 1, the first 4 weeks of the course is what I refer to as the bones, the essential foundations of coaching. It's here, once again, we're going to leverage that human psyche as a coach. You're going to learn that simple step-by-step formula to get someone through what I call won't power. Now, I don't believe a lot in willpower. I do believe in won't power, the things that hold us back, the things that we resist when we set a huge goal. Think about the last large goal that you set. Did you feel any resistance along the way or even as you set that goal? Now, this is why it's critical for us to create and know how to identify where psychological safety is in jeopardy, to do that for ourselves and our clients along the way. All right. So that is the bones. The first 4 weeks will be identifying the thing you do extraordinarily well, the 7 steps to results, the goal-getting system, psychological safety, how to identify this. Also, some nuts and bolts about building a powerful consulting business. Now, if you're not in consulting, maybe you're a manager at work, a leader who wants to level up their leadership, because a great leader is also a great coach, then this system here is going to help you to, and this is just 1 week of the training, help you to understand how to isolate your one thing, how to help the people in and on your team the best. So those are the bones. Let's move into the muscle. Now that we have the structure in place, we now have to animate this structure to help it to move forward. This is where we are going to address the hidden saboteurs. The saboteurs, the things that throw up the obstacles in our minds that hold us back from getting more of what we want. This is also going to help us to identify obstacles even before we're running up against them. We're going to see little indicators along the way. This is where we're going to be continuing to build psychological safety. Also in this lesson, you're going to learn how to escape the common mistakes that most coaches make. When I'm talking with a professional coach, I can identify, oh man, those are some mistakes I made in the beginning. Gosh, I wish I would have known this 15 years ago. And this is where I'm going to help you to level up faster by learning from the mistakes I've made and the lessons and the bridges I've built over some of those canyons to help you to get to where you want to go faster. This is where you're going to be learning the powerful tool called belief mapping and belief engineering. These are the trainings that help someone get down to on a subconscious level of what's holding them back from getting more of what they want. Most of us coaches, it's because of what's going on in the subconscious mind that's preventing us from attracting more of our ideal clients, better income into our business, more revenue. And as a leader, it prevents us from stretching to the next level, asking for that promotion, guiding more individuals into their greatness through our leadership. So the muscle is what moves our bones forward. We got to get the bones in order here. And then after that, we can level things up. You got to get the process down yourself, and then you're going to actually help others to do so. So in this program, once again, you're going to do a lot of your own work so you can feel the systems at play with you, and I'll guide you along in that process before you will actually be asked to take it out there in the real world and apply this to your friends, your family, and your clients along the way. Fair enough? Month 3, this is where now we're going to pump the lifeblood of success into your business. This is where we're going to now start building systems that are going to save yourself serious time, energy, and money. If there was one thing that I deliver that you will gain from this program, it is powerful systems that will help you to get wherever you want to go faster. Now, I'm only one person. My business has been able to thrive and grow because of me streamlining the systems in my life and my business to help me to accomplish more. Truth is, there's only so much one person can accomplish. Another reason why I've built the Coach Lead Grow Academy and primarily the Elite Coaching Foundations course is to help find other coaches to help me to grow. Meaning I like to refer to those who have a system of success where I know what the results are. And this is where part 3 really comes into play, really putting all of the systems together so that our business feels like a business that we love instead of the business that we dread, filled with life transforming skills and coaching skills that will make your life calmer and easier. Now, if you ever felt like I did, I felt like I was running around with my hair on fire. I remember I learned a very powerful skill to put my life from a state of constant chaos, like a firefighter running around from one disaster to the next. Anybody ever been there before, right? To a lifestyle that was much calmer, where I was getting more done, I was more effective, and rarely where a fire breaks out, even now. This is where you're going to be able to teach your clients how to become top quality clients that enjoy working with you and get more done. Now, I used to dread the selling part of my business. Now, what if I did the wrong thing? Like, what if I never get clients? What if I starve and I die? And then I learned the secret trick, and suddenly all of my prospective clients began to sell themselves on coaching. Easiest sales I've ever done. Imagine your business in that state. Now, what I've shown with you here in all 3 parts, the bones, the muscle, and the lifeblood of success, all make part of a 13-week course in which week by week you'll be handed new systems, new tools that you can plug and play in your own life. Now, I do want to, basically I want to share with you what I wish I would have known 15 years ago. It would have saved me so much time and energy and a lot of mistakes. But what you're going to really get is not only 15 years worth of experience, but avoiding a lot of the time and energy by me just giving you my best stuff. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It's going to cost a small fortune, and it would be worth it. I tallied up with this program and what I'd have to pay, like my coaching rates to work with someone one-on-one to get this kind of training over the long haul, and it would be easily over $6,000. But I'm going to cut you one heck of a deal. In fact, for those who are ready to take action now and change your life in order to help others, I want to actually throw in a few bonuses here. Today, if you join and join my Elite Coaching Foundations group, you will be invited into a free membership called Leadership Lounge. Leadership Lounge is for ongoing coaches who want continuing education, the latest and greatest coaching tools and I've got a lot of research that I've done that I'm releasing courses progressively. It is a course that will help you to stay engaged, collaborate with other coaches. The Leadership Lounge is exactly what it's meant to be, is a process or a space for you to have support where sometimes you feel like an island out there on your own. And so let's talk about, if you take action and join the Elite Coaching Foundations course, what's in this Leadership Lounge for you? One is what I call the Pro Coaching Tools Library. The Pro Coaching Tools Library is where I add some of my latest and greatest coaching tools, not available most anywhere else except for my Leadership Lounge. The first one is called the 5 Vital Steps to All Results. That's basically this training concentrated down so you can go back and refresh your memory on what you've learned here today. What you'll also gain from this course, quite simply, is what I call the obstacles matrix, how to identify those obstacles before you close the deal, before they sabotage the close of the deal, whenever you're dealing with a prospective client, or even as an employee, as a manager who's working with an employee. We're riddled with some of those obstacles. How do we deal with those? How do we solve those, even before, a lot of the times before they come up? Another one of the trainings that's available to you in the Coaching Lounge Pro Tools Library is called Virtual Success. How to navigate this crazy world of online coaching and online meetings through different technologies. You're also going to learn the secrets of lighting and sound and how to really sound like a pro when you are recording videos or doing some virtual trainings themselves. In addition to this, I have what is called Power Up My Visuals. So if you love what you've seen today on my visuals, you're like, man, those are sexy. There's some simple principles behind all of these. I'm going to include a short training on how to level up your visuals whenever you're instructing or sharing information, even as simple as sharing a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post, how to actually design these in a way that people, wow, they think, man, that's a pro there. Also, something simple as website basics. If you're in business and you want to put together a quick website and you're not tech savvy, we're going to throw away all the tech stuff and help you to set up a website, a simple website in no time. Now, each and every month, we're going to be releasing new content so that you're staying ahead of the game here. And to me, this is worth easily $100. Easily to stay on board. Think about a new training each and every month, what that might cost you. Now, in addition to this, you're going to have access in the Leadership Lounge to what I call my group coaching labs. These are my growth engineers that I meet with on a regular basis, and I teach them how to go through and demonstrate the tools. Think about the 13 weeks are like lectures, like back in college. The labs are where we start applying the tools and show you the ins and outs. Now, I record those demonstrations, people working with me and me demonstrating how to apply the tools. I make sure all of those labs are available to you in the Leadership Lounge. So you can watch how the tool is applied instead of kind of trying to figure it out on your own. Now, there's a lot of support in the course itself. This just gives you another perspective. If you're one that likes to see it demonstrated, that will be really advantageous for you. Now, I've noticed that we carry around our cell phone day in and day out. And if I could just simply send you a little booster, an interrupter, kind of like with the 5 vital steps, interrupting your reticular activator system to remind you of your greatness, that people tend to go a lot further, a lot longer. Now, what's really cool about this program or this feature here in the Leadership Lounge is just one of my clients this week said, Doug, those little texts you send me, those little boosts, I love them. In fact, I usually get them on Monday. I didn't get it this Monday. I got it on Tuesday. And I remember thinking, wow, I really missed getting that little booster in the day. These are here to support you, to guide your focus on ongoing continued success, all included in the Leadership Lounge, in addition to the Coaching Pro Tools library, as well as those labs that you can watch the tools being demonstrated. Now, in addition to that, I have a private online discussion group. This is an elite group of coaches that all speak the same coaching language, where you can ask questions, share stories, celebrate successes. I'll be running some contests on here, some challenges, stretching your comfort zone over time. This is designed to help you to get more of what you want and have that support so that once again, you're not feeling like an island out there in the middle of nowhere. This is all part of that Leadership Lounge that if you choose to sign up and join me, you can join my membership program that normally runs $99 a month. For you during the next 13 weeks, it's absolutely free. I waive the tuition for that. Now, if after the program I've proved a lot of value, if you feel like, man, that Leadership Lounge, I can't live without it. It's like my gym membership, my coach's gym membership, and you want to continue on gaining those powerful trainings that are released monthly, continue on the text threads, continue on in the private online group, and so forth, you can continue with the Leadership Lounge at only $19 a month. This is savings of $80 a month or $960 per year that will easily pay the tuition for the elite coaching foundations group. This is what's so exciting about what I get to offer here is I want you part of my tribe, and I see the benefits to you as you move forward of having a team to collaborate with and gaining the confidence that in any time that you're out there testing out the tools, that you have a team to come back to and discuss what works and what doesn't work. So if you are ready, I want you to go to Coach Lead Grow Academy and find the Elite Coaching Foundations course and sign up right now. Remember, this is an investment in yourself and in your business, not an expense. This is an opportunity that will help you to change your life. It's not just merely information. You can pick up a book and pick up information. This is about transforming your leadership and your professional coaching business into a real business. Now, to get this kind of knowledge, you probably have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. And I said, I've kind of chalked it up to about $6,000. And what you're about to get is really cheap because I spent the last 15 years making mistakes. even if you invest in the next 5 to 10 years wanting to learn all this stuff, is it worth that much time? And to be honest with you, there's only so much of me to go around, and I want you to help me to grow others around you in your own business. And I'd love to refer people to you as you certify in this program here. In fact, I wanted to share with you a brief testimonial of somebody who, one of my current clients, a dear friend of mine, who shared about the trainings and the course that you're about to jump into, if you choose to jump into it. It says, personally, I've grown most as a coach because of the structure that this program has given my coaching business. I finally feel like a real coach, a real business after doing this program. That's what I want for you. And I believe that there's something has led you, ladies and gentlemen, here today. And for that reason, I want to give you just a little bit more boost here. With this whole training package, included with that is the 3-month membership to the Leadership Lounge. I also want to include a 30-day money-back guarantee. If 30 days from now you don't feel like you have extracted a value out of this program that you thought you would gain, then no risk, no questions, 30 days money-back guarantee. It's really easy for me because I know what this program will give you, and if it is really not a fit for you, then it's not a fit for me. If it's not a win for you, it's not a win for me. In fact, if you're unsure whether this program is a fit for you, then simply go to Coach Lead Grow Academy, coachleadgrow.com, and there's a button you'll find on there that says, you know what, I'd just like to ask a few more questions first. This is a great opportunity for you to just sign up for a free 30-minute call to ask questions, to ask to align to see if your goals align with this program. And I want to make this really easy for you. For some of you, it's like, no, I know this is what I want. This is easy. So in addition to that 30-minute phone call with me, easily you can sign up, and for as low as $2.99 a month, 3 months installments, you can actually jump into the Elite Coaching Foundations course. Now, again, remember, for $897, again, 3 installments of $299, excuse me. You get the 13 weeks of pro coaching training. You get the Leadership Lounge membership for free for 3 months. You get access to the Leadership Hotline support text, access to the Pro Tools library, the online private discussion group, and of course the 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, a few of you, you don't want to make those installments over time. You just want to actually pay out front. There's a little bit more savings if you want to give yourself a little bit more of those savings. Put it on a credit card or pay outright. And just for $749, you can get all of the training and get instant access once again to the Elite Coaching Foundations program, as well as the 3 months membership to the Leadership Lounge. This is what I want. I want to make it drop dead simple as an investment for you to make. So are you going to be the person who hesitates, second guesses, remains stuck where they are, or that you are the kind of coach that steps up to grow their business, steps up to be that winner out in your field, that leader of all leaders in your field? If you're one who wants to take action, create their own future, quite simply, I'm going to throw an offer up on the screen right now to join the certification program, to join in to becoming one of the elite coaches amongst my inner circle here. Now, once you see that pop up on your screen, you'll simply want to click the button, reserve my spot. Regardless, I'll encourage you to go to coachleadgrow.com and check out more information. If you're just still a little bit unsure, then feel free to reserve a 30-minute session with me. Again, that's $250 value right there in that 30-minute session that I will coach you. I will promise you there's no heavy sales. I'm just going to inform you, answer your questions, and see if this program really is right for you. Or maybe you know someone who it would be better for. So I'm going to stay on here a little bit today and answer some of your questions, but I want to actually give you one more tidbit of information. For a lot of my coaches who take some trainings and coach with me, they hear about my systems of success, and a lot of my systems I've accompanied with templates that help me to not reinvent the wheel. And so I've put and packaged together what I call the coaching business in a box. If you don't want to actually take all the tools that you're learning and create your own Word documents, your own emails, I've actually done all the work for you. They're templates to organize and track each client, each session from start to finish. In fact, as I onboard a new client this month, I use the same system. I pull out the checklists and I start through the process. And instead of maybe taking hours and conjuring up and originating all these emails, I just plug into my current emails. So a part of the coaching business in a box is gosh, a dozen or more templates, flow charts to know you how to teach you how to go through the process yourself. I'm going to even give you my whole coaching system. What do I do on the first coach call, the second coach call, the third call, and also the last coach call and beyond? Again, all you've got to do is put in your own logo, your own name. And even if you're a manager at work and you want to guide your individuals, your people, your coworkers to success, the coaching business in a box may help you to do that because it's plug and play. Helps you to keep track of all of the progress of those you support. Some of the templates involved in here are as easy as a testimonial form that helps you to ask for a testimonial in a way that really is constructive, that creates raving fans there. It also asks them for permission to share the testimonial. You're going to see a coaching agreement, and these agreements here help protect both the client as well as the coach. You're going to see just a monthly habits tracker to help you internally manage the day-to-day of your business, help you to set goals, revenue goals for your business, forecast moving forward, just all the tools both internally and externally that I use to run a powerful coaching business. I also included some of the last 3 years of research that I've done that are easy articles for you to copy, paste, and send and share to inspire the people on your team. A lot of these tools here available to you online, coachleadgrow.com for $2.99. Or if you elect to join my Elite Coaching Foundations program, you can actually add this on for $49. That's it, $49 to download all the templates. And I'll even walk you through the templates as a course that you can go back to and rewatch over and over again. So you don't have to worry about downloading them and saving them. And if they ever got wiped clean, you could actually go back to coachleadgrow.com and download them again and brush up your skills. In fact, the Elite Coaching Foundations program is available to you. Once we go through the 13 courses, you can go back and rewatch any of the trainings for life. They don't expire after the 13 weeks. You're there, being able to watch those, rewatch those, go back and polish up some of the tools and guide yourself through the process week after week after week. So I want to say thank you so much to everyone who stuck around here on today's phone call, on the webinar. I hope you enjoyed the training. I hope you found a lot of value from the 5 vital steps. I hope that I've sent shivers down your spine about what's possible as an elite coach here at Coach Lee Grow Academy. And now it's time for those who stuck around to download the Skills of Self-Mastery. These, again, are 4 powerful audio workshops that it's not just you sitting back and listening. You're going to want to download the PDFs and work through the worksheets and do your work as we move forward. Once again, these those audios and those downloadables are available to you to go back and rewatch and listen to. And if you download the Kajabi app, you'll be able to listen to them anywhere you go, which is really powerful there moving forward. So right now on your screen, I am going to give you a pop-up. Just for those who have stuck around to this point, you'll see a pop-up appear on your screen. Now, it may pop up right in front of the slide. That's completely normal. You'll just simply want to click on the button, Get Me Access. Get me that free access, and it will guide you in. It'll ask you, where do you want me to send you access to the Skills of Self-Mastery course? And you put in your information. You're going to get access to those. Sign on, and do me a favor. Once you listen to 1 or 2 of those, I want you to let me know how they went, what they're actually doing for you as you move forward into your next level of greatness. So once again, click that button right now to give me free access, add the Skills of Self-Mastery. I know some of you are now darting away to the website and you're coming back to the training, back and forth. I do want to answer some of your questions moving forward, but let's just summarize what we have talked about, the opportunity today. Coach Lee Grow Academy, this system specifically here, the Elite Coaching Foundations, come with a 13-week online certification program that certifies you as a leadership integration simplified certified coach in a part of my database that others can tap into and use as a resource, as a referral program for me to be expanding my benefits and my system to more lives across the planet. Those 13-week courses, once again, they'll start here soon. On Wednesday, you'll get some course pre-reading. Thursday is when the recordings will launch. And then Friday, you'll see some of the labs launch. If you are choosing to join the Leadership Lounge, you'll see those labs always add in. And get uploaded on a Friday morning. So that way you can have 3 days of progressive learning and then some time to practice over the weekend and early in the week before we add just a little bit more to that tool. You're going to learn those 7 simple steps to blast past any barrier. You're going to get clear on that one thing you do extraordinarily well as a coach and attract only the ideal clients, repelling those that you just don't want to work with. You're going to learn a coaching system that helps walk you through step by step the client system to help them getting clear goal targets. I'm going to be answering a lot of the commonly addressed questions, also addressing some of the mistakes that I see many coaches make in advance, so you don't have to learn some of those mistakes. And remember, if in 30 days or less you feel like, I didn't get what I wanted, if it's not a fit for you, no risk, 30 days, money back guarantee for you. If you choose to join now, you'll get access to the Leadership Lounge, which includes those Pro Tools library where there's a new training every month. That alone is worth $100. Then you'll also have access to the lab recordings that if you prefer to see some of the tools demonstrated with a professional coach, then you'll see how those actually play out with a client, with another coach. And you'll also get to collaborate with, you'll get an opportunity to watch other coaches collaborate together. This is from my growth engineer training that, you know what, without having to pay a premium, I want to give you some access there as well. You also have access to the coaching hotline that directly sent to your cell phone a little boost to help interrupt that reticular activator system to make sure you are on track moving forward. And of course, you can continue on in the Leadership Lounge at a discount moving forward after you finish and wrap up this program, after those 90 days free access to the Leadership Lounge. And I hope that I've provided enough value at that point that it is just easy. It is your coaching gym membership that it's just easy for you to gain access to and have the cutting edge tools always available to you. Now, once again, the investment into just that 13-week course, the Elite Coaching Foundations program, you can choose to make installments over time, the 3 monthly drafts of $299. Or for some of you, you want to give yourself a little bit extra savings and go for a $749. If that's the case, then again, you want to go to coachleegrow.com or click on that link that popped up earlier of joining the certification for the Elite Coaching Foundations program. It'll take you right to the place you want to be. Select the option that works best for you and sign up. If you're just still not sure, feel free to click on that same page. You're going to find, you know, I have some questions first, and you sign up for a 30-minute session. For those who do choose to sign up and launch, I will actually still give you that 30-minute session. In the first couple weeks of the training, we will have a one-on-one, again, 30 minutes to help you to launch yourself into the best possible direction your business wants to go. That is an opportunity for me to connect with you, share with you a little bit of the system, as well as answer some of your questions. Fair enough? So my question to you is, are you ready to be a pro coach? Are you ready to step into the big time? Are you ready to add more tools to your tool belt and to save yourself serious time, energy, and money? If so, I look forward to having you join me in the Elite Coaching Foundations program. Again, I'm going to throw in that Leadership Lounge membership for 3 months for free. If you do want to simplify your business and not only have the tools, but also the templates that will help you to plug and play an easy coaching system, whether you are a new coach or an advanced coach, you will actually have all of those available to you with the coaching business in a box, $49, available to you as you sign up for the Elite Coaching Foundations program. Stick around if you have any questions. I'm so excited for you as we exit today and as we end today's training. You'll be automatically forwarded on to more information about the Elite Coaching Foundations page. It looks a lot like what you see on the screen here, and that's a great place for you to read a little bit more. If you yourself know a great leader who wants to level up their leadership, a great manager, a member, a contributor, or part of a team who wants to gain some greater skills on moving forward faster, or if you know another coach, professional consultant that you feel like would really benefit from the Elite Coaching Foundations program and the bonuses that we're throwing in, please send them my way. You're welcome to contact me directly, and I can answer some questions for you. If today has been valuable, I just so appreciate your time here today, and thank you for showing up. If today was valuable, please feel free to share it. Again, thank you. My name is Doug Castillo with Leadership Integration Simplified and Coach Lee Grow Academy. I look forward to having you part of the team. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.